Thank you, Mr. Ranking Member. My questions this morning really revolve around the resignation of the former National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn. Director Comey, much has been made about Russia's historical interference with political elections around the world, meant to cause discord and disunity, especially in Western alliances. Does the FBI generally assume that Russian ambassadors to the United States, like Ambassador Kislyak, are at least overtly collecting intelligence on influential Americans, especially political leaders?
Ms. Sewell, that's not something I can answer in an open setting.
Am I right that in the Russian playbook, that it's in the Russian playbook to use diplomats and business people and Russian intelligence officers, whether declared or not, to collect intelligence on influential Americans for the purpose of affecting U.S. policy?
I can answer as a general matter. Nation states that are adversaries of the United States use traditional intelligence officers, sometimes use intelligence officers operating under diplomatic cover, use people we call co-optees, maybe private citizens, students, academics, business people. All manner of human beings can be used in an intelligence collection operation, but I'm not going to talk about the particular.
Would someone like Ambassador Kislyak play that type of role for Russia?
I can't say here.
The declassified January Intelligence Community Assessment Report that your agency helped to draft, the report that's entitled Assessing Russian Activities and Intentions in the Recent U.S. Elections, specifically states that, quote, since the Cold War, Russian intelligence efforts related to the United States elections have primarily focused on foreign intelligence collections that could help Russian leaders understand a new U.S. administration's plans and priorities, end quote. So knowing what we know about Russia's efforts and the role of the Russian ambassador, Director Comey, would you be concerned if any one of your agents had a private meeting with the Russian ambassador?
If an FBI agent had a private meeting with a Russian government employee of any kind, it would be concerning. And I assume by private, one that's not disclosed or part of their operational activity.
That's
yes.
right.
Yes.
And would you expect that agent to report that meeting?
Yes.
Admiral Rogers, a similar question. Would you be concerned if one of your intelligence officers had a private meeting with the Russian ambassador? And would you expect that intelligence officer to report that meeting?
Disclosures of interactions with foreign governments is a requirement for all our employees, to include myself, for example.
I ask these questions because on at least 4 occasions that I can count, Mr. Flynn, a 3-star general and a former intelligence officer, someone with influence over the U.S. policy, and someone with knowledge of state secrets, and the incoming National Security Advisor communicated with and met with the Russian ambassador and failed to disclose it. So I ask you, directors, if you wouldn't stand for your own staff to do this, why should we, the American people, accept Michael Flynn doing it?
Ms. Sewell, I'll let Mike Rogers take it next, but I can't speak to what the disclosure obligations are for other people in the government, so it's hard for me to answer that. I can answer, and I answered, I hope accurately, with respect to one of the FBI's special agents.
And I likewise would answer the same way in terms of the NSA.
Almost time.